Hola chamas y chamos, welcome back to a brand new video here in Alvaro Dev Labs. Today I'm pretty excited because we are gonna get started with Nuxt3. So this week the Nuxt team released the public beta of the new version of Nuxt, the version 3, which has been redone in Typescript and is fully supporting Vue 3 and Composition API. This is pretty exciting news for developers like me that we are creating stuff with Nuxt and we wanted to play with Vue 3 on the Nuxt environment. It took about 385 pull requests. They closed more than 220 issues and made more than 900 commits. A huge amount of work. So kudos to the whole Nuxt team for not only creating a new version but for rewriting everything in TypeScript and adding a tons of new features like Nitro engine, supporting Webpack and Vite. The Nuxt bridge will help Nuxt2 developers to move to Nuxt3, native ASM support, a new Nuxt kit and Nuxi CLI called Nuxi, and a lot of more cool stuff. And of course 2020 developers complaining in GitHub and tweets regarding the speed of the development, because of course frameworks like this are made on the blink of an eye. Ta-da! So jokes apart, let's jump into the code, shall we? So what we are going to do today. Basically what I want to do is I want to start the new version of my portfolio, which has been redesigned. I've been working on this like the whole year, and I was waiting for Nuxt3 to be released to start doing the portfolio per se. I already have some of the components already done with Vue 3. So here I have the storybook with all the components available, like cards, buttons, avatar, GitHub cards, etc. So what I want to do today is start using Nuxt with the get started guide and try to see what we can come up with today. For that I already have the monorepo set up. So I have several packages. One is the UI package that you saw in the storybook with all the components in Vue 3. Then I have Alvaro Dev Lab, which is basically a playground that I was using to test the components. This is the Pancake Planet that I have in my website, and I just migrated to Vue 3, a composition API using Vue use, etc. So it's already done. What we need to do is start the project using the getting started guide to replace this old portfolio done in Nuxt2 to a pretty new one in Nuxt3. Let's go to the documentation and we go to the get started. There is an issue here with docus. I don't know why, but if you refresh like the page, it will go to the actual getting started guide. So very important to start. Nuxt3 is currently in beta, so that means that it's not ready for production. Use it at your own risk. So here, well, explains a little bit what is Nuxt. I think you're already familiar with that if you've seen this video. As a prerequisites, I was having problems with this one, so I needed to install the latest LTS version. And here it tells you if you want to create it from scratch, like with Nuxt3, or you want to use Nuxt Bridge. Basically, Nuxt Bridge is a helper for me to migrate from a Nuxt2 project to make it as easy as possible. Imagine that you have a really long code base that is working right now in production in Nuxt2, and you only want to upgrade to Nuxt3. So the best way of doing this migration is with Nuxt Bridge. Here you have a table of the feature comparison between the versions like Nuxt2, Nuxt Bridge and Nuxt3. But in our case, we're going to do it from scratch, so I'm going to choose the Nuxt3 one. I'm gonna copy and paste this command here. So basically what it's using is using Nuxi, which is a new CLI toolkit that Nuxt is providing for the next version. Here in VS Code, let's open the terminal. Just gonna clear this and let's go to packages, and here I want to create a new package called AS portfolio using Nuxi init. So let's enter the command. That was incredibly fast. Here we have the new portfolio. Okay, it's quite small, it doesn't have that many stuff. So let's enter that one, AS portfolio. And just in here, yarn. Let's install the packages. So missing name in workspace add. Okay, I'm missing something probably in the package.json for the mono repo. So yeah, let's use the same notation here. So here name the black paint AS portfolio. Okay, let me see if I had to put something in Lerna. No, package.json here, all good. So now it should work. Let's try yarn again. Missing version in workspace, okay. So for the version, let's go here, package.json again, and just put in some random version. 0.0.1. Not even 0.1.
3 days later.
Okay, seems like everything went well. I'm gonna clear it and let's just try it out. Yarn them. Open. Nice. There's a new preloading thing. Okay, that's pretty dope. So to remove this welcome page, you have two options: create an app.view or create a pages index. Okay. So let's just take a look of what we have here. So we have a nuxt.config.ts. It's pretty cool that everything is already Typescript, which is nice. We have the ts config, which extends predefined one with Nuxt. That's okay for me. We have the app.view. Remove this component to get started. So they actually have like a predefined component. Okay, so we can remove it, right? Let me try it here. Remove this component to get it started. Okay, nice. We have our beautiful portfolio already done. Nah, just kidding. So this will be okay if you only need to have one page, but normally you will need several pages, right? So the way that Nuxt allows you to create different pages is under the directory of pages, which is quite nice what they say here, that the pages directory is optional, meaning that you can only use app.view and have like a one page kind of app, right? In that case, view router will not be included, reducing your application bundle size. So from what I'm getting right now is that everything is really optimized, and the Nuxt team is doing a lot of magic behind. So pages will be automatically generated and integrated to the view router when you put it in this directory. So let's just try it out. Also in the beginning, it says that you can use the app.view or directly create here the pages. So let's create a directory called pages, and inside of it, let's create the index, if it's allow me. Index.view, and just use a template. Okay, so I'm going to use directly the setup one. Okay, and let's put here a div, none, like this, a normal div, please. Thank you. And inside, let's put a heading saying this is not the home page. Okay, so let's see what happened. If we go here, it says 404. Nice. Is this built in? I didn't create any 404 page, so I guess this is coming by default here. That's pretty dope. That's a nice experience. So let's go back home. So right now, why is it taking it like this? Maybe I have something wrong here. So maybe I have to remove the applet view. See if I refresh. Okay, so you need to remove the applet view for it to work. So that's good to know. If you want the pages.index to work, you need to remove the other one. So nice, we have the not home page. Let's create it here. New file. So we're gonna do blog.index.view. And let's just create. No, we need a view like this. Okay, let's get this out. I probably need to create a snippet for this. Here in the template, let's put h1 and put blog. Okay, so let's save it and go to the page and try to access it. So it does give me an error, but it's here, so maybe I had to restart it. Let's check. Maybe it generates, like whenever you're starting it, it generates all the roads. So let's check again. So now it's working. Okay, so we need to restart the watchers. Okay, let's create another one in the same way. So we're gonna create one for portfolio. Portfolio index.view. And maybe instead of just copy this one and say portfolio. Save it. Let's build it again. Okay. Well, weird. So now we have it, and we have it here in portfolio. Yeah, perfect. So every time we create index.view inside of a directory, it takes this as the name of the route, for example, blog.index.view, and everything that is under pages, it will create a route for it. You can actually see that working here. If you go to the inspection mode and your view dev tools, there is under inspector, it's a little bit big now. I cannot see the option. So maybe here? No. I remember I clicked somewhere to just get the route, but I don't remember. But here. So here you have components and you have the plugin of routes. So if you go to the route ones, you will see that the blog is created, portfolio is created, and this is the index one, and you have all the parameters here. Score, I'm not sure what it is. What is the score? It is the lighthouse score? Let's figure out. This is the performance. So maybe it is. It's quite close to this one. If everyone knows what the score is in the view dev tools for each page, please let me know. I'm really curious about this one. Let me know in the comments. So one of the main reasons you probably want to migrate to Nuxt3 is the use of Composition API. So how we use Composition to, for example, fetch the different routes and just display them in a navigation menu, right? So let's go here on our index, and I'm going to use Typescript right away. And here let's create a router const and use router here. So we create some nav links, and they're going to be equal to router.get routes. So this is a router, okay, method. Okay, this will give us a list of the routes. So here maybe we create a nav with a UI, UL. Okay, an li here before link in nav links, and I don't know why the autocomplete is not working. Like the Copilot is not giving me anything, but we can do it manually. We don't need you, Copilot. So here link probably ID. Yeah, here inside we could add a Nuxt link like this. So inside we put the link name probably, and here we can use two link.path, if I remember correctly. So if we save, let's see what happens here. Okay, so we have our routes rendered here. Maybe there was another thing that we could use. So we have the li here. Let's go to here on the component view, and let's inspect this one. So this is the index, router link, so the different routes links, and okay, so this is nav links here. So this is all the possibilities. We have the name. We probably want to capitalize this one, and the metadata. So well, this is essentially how you will use the composition API to fetch all the links that are inside. Maybe this one needs to be a computer property. I don't know yet. Last thing, let's check if it works correctly. So if we go to portfolio, all nice. If we go to blog, all good. Perfect. So you can see right now that I actually advanced some work, and I added my library for my components, including this navigation. So this was available on the package for the UI. I built it separately, and now I managed by checking the documentation for a long time. Whee! Whee! Any external library that you want to incorporate into Nuxt, and even Nuxt plugins, you can do it with this one. So I just basically copy and paste this on the file. So I created the plugins folder, and I created one for my Vue 3 plugin. I imported the styles, and then I defined the Nuxt plugin, and it has a parameter that is basically the Nuxt app. So between that Nuxt app, there is a property called app that has the Vue instance, and you can use to like you normally will do with Vue use, like this, or sorry, that was Vue 2. So app.use and you Vue 3 plugin. In this case, you need to do it with this one. But this is far from the scope of this introduction. Let me know in the comments if you would like another video just explaining how the plugin system works and how to integrate third-party plugins into your Nuxt application. We can do it in the next. So for now, let's leave this one like this, and I will show you a little bit in the index what I did. So basically, I took what we were doing with the nav links, and I filtered them not to show the home one, okay? I mapped them to take the name, the path, and to capitalize the first letter here, so it looks nicer. It looks like blog and portfolio. And here there is this component, is my component for the navigation bar, and I just pass it through slots the UL that I wanted, and you can see that I also am editing it with Windy CSS attributes or utilities. For those that doesn't know what the Windy CSS is, just like similar to Tailwind, but it has a lot more improvements. So let's see what happens if we go to blog. So if we go to blog, the main navigation is no longer there because we were using it inside of the index.view. Let me just close the ones on the right. So how we can do it that is the main navigation is in all the pages. This is a perfect example of what we can do with layouts. So layouts is basically a way that Nuxt have to give you the option to create different structures like HTML structure and reuse components in several pages. Okay, so let's say that the home page, for example, will not have this navbar, but the rest of pages will have it, right? How we can achieve that? So if we go to the documentations, we will see here one simple example, and it says, okay, Nuxt provides customizable layouts framework that you can use in your application for extracting common UI or code patterns. Perfect. So if you create a layout default, it will be used in all the pages of your page. So let's start with that. Let's go here, and under this AS portfolio, let's create another directory called layouts. And inside layouts, let's create a default one, which is going to be this one. Okay. I'm going to probably remove the logic from here. Okay. But let's set it up first. So in this defaulted view, what we are going to put here, we are going to put, so we need to put this kind of a structure here. Okay. So if we put a template and some shared layout. Okay, I'm going to say like this is the default one. Okay. And then I'm gonna create another one. And this one is going to be like a normal page one, okay? Just to see the result. So the default one will be applied to everything. Let's put the one in blog to have its own layout. So in this case, we're gonna remove the set of attribute here. And it's just gonna export default. And we're gonna use the property layout to say, yeah, we want to use the page layout here. Same for the portfolio. We're gonna remove this and just say export default. I don't know if there is a way of defining this layout property by using the FSC setup syntax, but since I don't know yet, I'm going to use this one. If you know, please put it on the comments. I'm really interested on learning how to use it. So portfolio also with the page, that's fine. I will say let's use yarn dev again, like stop and start the dev environment. And if we go here, okay, cool. So the index will have the default one. And if we go to the blog, it still have the default one, okay? So this one is page. Oh, because we didn't save this one. So now, okay, perfect. Now this is the default one and this is the page. So what we're going to do is we're gonna remove from the index, the main index file, we're gonna remove this logic here. Okay. And we are going to paste it. I'm going to use two columns here. I'm gonna open the layout and we're going to put that here. Sorry, script, composition. Let's see what happens if I do this. Okay, I have some things already set up, but I'm going to use this one. Okay, so next we're gonna take the navbar here and I'm going to put it here. So we can remove this one here. So our main index no longer will have the navigation bar, only the portfolio and the other one. So let's see if it actually works. Let's go back here. So this is the default one. It will not have the nav bar anymore, but if we go to portfolio, it actually has it here. That's pretty cool. So that way you can define like different components. So the slot here will be actually whatever the page has, and this is going to be like a wrapper for that view. So that way you can create custom layouts in your Nuxt3 application. And this pretty much covers all the basics regarding Nuxt3. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe and drop a like, it means a lot. I will be posting more videos about Nuxt3, so as I said before, if you really want a plugin only tutorial on how to integrate Vue 3 plugins into Nuxt3, let me know in the comments. I'm pretty excited about this new version and what things you can build with it. Bye!